Hi, everyone, and welcome to the launch of the KIX Peer Learning and Exchange Portal. My name is Tiffany Barnes-Huggins, and I work at the International Development Research Center in Ottawa, and I'm a program officer that works on the KIX initiative. As many of you know, the Global Partnership for Education, Knowledge and Innovation Exchange is a joint endeavor between the Global Partnership for Education and the International Development Research Center. The purpose of KIX is to contribute to the improvement of education policy and practice in the Global South, and key to this is collaboration and knowledge exchange. We first started designing parts of the portal back in April of last year, while we were building the KIX public website simultaneously. Since then, it has taken a tremendous amount of work and coordination with multiple actors to put this together, and we are so excited to share it with you today. KIX is fundamentally an exchange, and it was born of the need of countries around the world to learn from each other. In our new reality, where many of our exchanges now take place online rather than in person, we hope this tool will make this process easier for you. Overall, we believe that the portal will help facilitate better coordination and collaboration with stakeholders across KIX, such as national representatives of GPE partner countries, regional learning partners, KIX-funded projects, among other important partners. So next we'll look at the agenda. We'll start off the meeting with a few housekeeping tips, and then we will hear opening remarks from Joe Bourne, the Chief Technical Officer of the Global Partnership for Education. Then I will walk you through the various features of the portal and show you examples of how you can collaborate on it. Following this, we will answer your questions about the portal and end with a brief discussion and next steps. While this presentation takes place, feel free to send in your questions to us. To submit a question or comment, simply click on the Ask a Question button on the navigation bar of the webcast, then enter your email address and question and click Send. Now, without further ado, I will pass the mic over to Joe Bourne, Chief Technical Officer of the Global Partnership for Education, so she can deliver opening remarks. Next slide, please.
Thanks very much, Tiffany, and thanks to everybody at IDRC for all the work that's gone into setting this up. It's really exciting to reach this moment and have this event. As Tiffany said, I'm Joe Bourne. I'm the Chief Technical Officer at the Global Partnership for Education. I know many of you are familiar with GPE, but for those who aren't, GPE is a significant fund and partnership focused on ending the world's learning crisis. We mobilise partners and funds to support 76 low-income countries to transform their education systems so that every girl and boy can get the quality education they need to unlock their full potential and contribute to a better world. And the Knowledge and Innovation Exchange, KIX, is GPE's contribution to connecting expertise, innovation and knowledge across the broad partnership to help countries build stronger education systems. It's very much in line with the new strategy that GPE finalised in December, very much, again, focused on how we can support countries to systematically transform education. We created KIX, just as Tiffany said, to really respond to demand from our partner governments for a way to systematically learn from one another and draw from the expertise within the partnership to solve some of their most pressing policy challenges. And with a budget of over 75 million, KIX includes 4 regional hubs where partners come together to share innovation and good practices, and then a funding mechanism that provides grants at the global and regional levels to invest in knowledge generation and innovation. And then nearly all of you online today are either members of national KIX delegations engaged with regional hubs, or your partners in some of the 12 global grants, or the Scaling Research Project, or the KIX Observatory for Africa. I understand we have close to 450 government, donor, multilateral, civil society and university colleagues online. And your presence today and this event to launch the Peer Learning Exchange portal really is a key moment in the development of KIX. We will hear from IDRC, our key partner, about the collaboration tools and resources that will enable us to increase our ability to learn from one another. As Tiffany says, so important in the virtual world we're living in at the moment, hopefully thereby enriching policy dialogue with relevant state-of-the-art evidence in the pursuit of transforming education systems for the benefit of all children. And the portal will build on the strong knowledge and innovation exchange work that is done by our partners. So just to give you a little flavour of some of the pieces, you know, it will help national policy makers discuss, share and learn together about use of something called the ECE Accelerator, which is an online early childhood education planning tool developed by UNICEF and other partners as part of a global grant. It will also help support an active community of practice on the first learning cycle on scaling innovation, offered in Russian for national experts from Georgia, Moldova, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan, which is being organised by NORAG as part of the KIX Europe, Asia and Pacific Hub. And of course, it will help us all support each other and exchange and learn from each other as we collectively address the ongoing challenges of schooling and learning through the COVID pandemic, including insights drawn by our partners working on the KIX COVID Observatory for Africa, our friends at ADEA and the gender arm of the African Union, CIFA, and UNESCO Institute of Statistics. So overall, we hope that the KIX portal will help support this collaboration, this inter-country knowledge exchange, and methods to effectively scale proven approaches. The pandemic has forced us all to innovate and adapt ways of working, so this launch could not be timelier. So with that, thanks again to IDRC, thanks you to everybody who's joined us today, and to the developers of this work. I'm going to hand back to you, Tiffany, to provide that overview of the key features and encourage everybody to actively engage with us and with the portal. Thank you.
Thank you, Jo, for your opening remarks. Now I'll provide an overview of the portal. Next slide, please. The KIX Peer Learning and Exchange Portal is a collaborative space that serves to support a learning environment for education stakeholders in GPE partner countries and among KIX grant recipients. Membership to the portal is only accessible to KIX grant recipients, select members of KIX regional hubs, national representatives of GPE partner countries, and select staff from the International Development Research Center and the Global Partnership for Education. Altogether, the portal will host a little over 400 members from the groups I just mentioned. The portal provides its members with online collaboration tools and services. To access the tools, you must be logged into the portal. And over the next few days, each member will receive a their login details to log into the portal. Next slide, please. So you might be asking yourself, how do you access the portal? So to access the portal, you can simply visit the KIX website, and the URL is on the screen, www.gpkix.org. And then you would look at the top right of your screen where you see that green arrow, and that's where you click on the login tab. And there you'll enter your username and password. So we will send you these details following this meeting. You will be forwarded these credentials in the welcome email. Now we will move on to the key features of the portal. Next slide, please. So when you log into the portal, you will land on the home page, which is what you're seeing right now. On the left, you can see all of the menu items of the portal, and in the middle of the screen, you will find a brief description of each of the menu items and their services. On the right, you will also see an announcement section, and that's where you can request to post alerts about new products, upcoming meetings, or other interesting activities from your project or your hubs. In the top right corner, you will also see your name, and when you click it, you can access your profile and update it with your information. We highly suggest that you update your profile just so other members of the portal can get to know you, and you can get to know others. In the upper right corner, you will also see a tab where you can change the languages on the portal between English, French, and Spanish. As you browse around the portal, you may notice a few translation errors here and there, but but myself and the developers are still trying to resolve these remaining errors, and they should be resolved quite shortly. Now we will move on to the member section. Next slide, please. In the members section, you can find the profiles of each member of the portal. Each member can update their profile on their own with information such as a profile picture, a biography, the country they're from, and other items. This is where you can find people working in the same sector as you and find synergies in their work and their interests. So please go in and don't be shy. Each member is split up into groups, which you can see on the left of the screen. Each group is named after one of the KIX regional hubs or a KIX project, and members are divided into that group accordingly. The groups are set up this way because the portal is primarily centered around collaboration between KIX regional hubs and KIX-funded projects, and the national representatives that are involved in the hubs. If you need to access a different group to work on a collaborative task together, you can simply email the support team. In the welcome email that you receive following this meeting, you will see the contact information for the support team. Now we will move on to the GDrive. Next slide, please. So the GDrive is shorthand for Google Drive. This page is an entry point to access all of the tools and services provided by Google Workspace, which has been integrated into the portal. On this page, you can see the files that you have been working on when you select My Files. When you select the name of a group, you can see the files that certain groups are co-creating together. If you are in that group, you will be able to contribute to that file. If you are not, then you will only be able to view that file listed on this page. The group environment on Google Workspace is to be used when you want to work on tasks with others in your group and file them in a place where everyone in your group can see. For example, if members of the ROSI group, also known as Research on Scaling the Impact of Innovations in Education, are putting together a presentation for an upcoming event, they can choose to work on and store their presentation in their group environment, rather than working on it and storing it in their individual environment. When you click on the button Go to Drive, you will automatically be taken to your personal Google Drive, where you can access the full suite of Google co-working tools and work on tasks such as creating presentations together, working on documents, and sharing important data, to name a few. The integration of Google Workspace means that each member will have their own KIX email account. This means that you can email other members while you're on the portal. These accounts include automatic forwarding in case you prefer emails from members to be forwarded to your personal or work address. This is just another tool to help you connect to other members of the portal, and it can be accessed when you arrive at your Google Drive environment. Now I'll walk you through the portal's meeting tools. Next slide, please. On the meetings page, you will see your personal calendar when you select My Calendar. If you click a group name, you will be able to see the group meetings taking place. If you are in that group, you can access that meeting. If you are not, you can simply view that the meeting is taking place. If you'd like to gain access to a meeting hosted by a group that you are not a part of, you can contact the support team. Overall, the calendar function on the page enables each member to keep track of the meetings they have with other members and stay informed about meetings or events hosted by other members across the portal. When you click Add New Meeting, you will be taken to the Google Calendar on your Google Drive, and there you can schedule meetings with other members on the portal or invite non-members to participate in a meeting with you. For example, if there are colleagues of yours that you'd like to have a meeting with, but they're not members of the portal, they can still receive invites to access these meetings. The meeting tools are secure, and they are powered through Google Meet. The meeting software can include up to 150 members, live captions, recording features, and access to an instant messaging system. Next, we will look at the portal's online discussion feature. Next slide, please. Through the portal, members can access a safe, moderated online discussion forum. On this page, you will see the list of discussions that you are involved in and the list of discussions that other members are involved in. If you'd like to contribute to a discussion that you're not a part of, you can simply send a request to the support team. When you click View More, you will be automatically transferred to the platform, to the online discussion platform. This platform is powered by a system called Discourse, which has also been integrated into the portal. And it's a place where you can take part in dialogues with members of the portal on a number of themes. At times, you may receive polls or surveys to figure out what topics you'd like to discuss. You're also welcome to email the support team directly with topics that you have in mind and the groups that you'd like to discuss it with. Next, we will move on to the Monitoring, Evaluation, and Learning Center. Next slide, please. The Monitoring, Evaluation, and Learning Center, also known as the MEL Center, is only accessible and necessary to KIX-funded projects for their MEL purposes. It is still under development and should be up and running in the coming weeks. In the MEL Center, KIX-funded projects will find all the tools and documents they will need are needed for the monitoring and reporting needs of KIX. Through this page, KIX-funded projects will upload their monitoring data, access supporting MEL documents, and see visualizations of our cumulative results on a dashboard. This center has been spearheaded by my colleagues Serhii Kovalchik and Cheryl Chan. Serhii, the KIX Program Officer for MEL, will socialize the center with KIX grant recipients once it's ready. Now that I've walked you through the key features of the portal, I'll give you a look at the portal online. Specifically, I'd like to show you how Google Workspace and the online discussion forum have been integrated into the portal. So right now, you should be able to see my screen, which is supposed to be the landing page for the portal. So on this page, as mentioned, you can access your Google Workspace through the GDrive and Meetings, as there are both entry points to Google Workspace for different reasons. For now, we will access Google Workspace through the GDrive. As you can see, there are a number of tools you can choose from. Let me just open the drive for you. So first you get to the GDrive page, and then you select Go to Drive. Just 1 second. Okay, so we are in Google Workspace. So there are a number of tools here that you can choose from, and each member has 2 terabytes of storage space. As you can see, I already have a few files saved here in my own space. If you click on the square icon in the top right corner, you will find all the tools that are available to you. These collaboration tools enable users to co-create documents, spreadsheets, and presentations for things such as the KIX public website, for meetings and events, or for your general communications and knowledge mobilization needs. Through here, you can also access your KIX email account. Beside this square, you will also see, you can also access the settings, and you can change the language of your interface. You do this by clicking Change Language Settings and this will help you to easily navigate this environment in a language of your choice. Beside that square, you will also see, you will also be able to find support in case you have any questions on the portal, or sorry, any questions on the Google Workspace. So once you click it, you'll be connected to a support team. Next, we'll look at the online discussion forum that has also been integrated into the portal. So to get to the online discussion forum, you click the menu item tab called Discussions. Once there, you click View More, and that will bring you to the discussion forum. I already have the tabs open since I'm logged in, so I'll just click to the discussion tab. There are no discussions going on right now, but we will get in touch with you when they begin. For example, we will soon start a simple getting to know each other online discussion, so you can learn a little bit about each other and other members across the portal. Administrators are currently the only ones that can set up a discussion, but you're welcome to email the support team directly with topics that you have in mind and the groups you'd like to discuss with. Like most of the portal, you can manage your experience as you see on this page. You can choose the type, as you see on this page, you can choose the types of notifications you receive when discussions are taking place. If you don't want to get an email alert every time someone posts replies to your posts, you can choose to turn off the notifications. In addition, there are frequently asked questions to help answer anything you're not sure of about this online discussion forum. There is also guidelines as well in this space that will help you to understand how to conduct yourself in online discussion forums. At this time, the interface of the online discussion forum is only available in English, but the developers and I are looking into how we can make it multilingual like the rest of the portal. That being said, discussions can still be hosted in French, English, or Spanish, depending on the primary language of discussion participants. Now we'll go back to the portal. The portal has a space with support documents as well. So if you look at the menu item called support, that's where you will find all of your support documents. We're still uploading this space, so we'll come back to it. When you log in, you'll be able to see a bit more support documents, but for now, this is what you can find there. And in your welcome email, we will point you to each of these documents. So as you can see, there's an FAQ document, there's best practices, there's terms of use, and we will link all of these to your welcome email. We strongly advise that you read the terms of use once you get to the portal. As you can also see here, I've just highlighted, there is also an email address for the support team. You can email your queries there or enter your query directly in the box on the page where it says contact support, like you can see. Now that I've taken you through the portal, I'll stop sharing my screen and we'll talk about how you can collaborate on the portal. So I hope you have a better idea of how you might start using this portal moving forward. This online environment is really what you make of it, and there's a lot of flexibility in the portal, and you can be creative in your collaborative endeavors. We are always here to support you and encourage you with different ideas of how to use the portal, and it's up to you to make the most out of it. On this slide, you can find some of the ways you might want to use the portal. These suggestions for use came from our communications colleagues at the KIX regional hubs, as they have already started thinking about ways to use the portal with their members and to encourage use across the hubs. These communications colleagues will also help with some of the administration of the portal and have been helping us so far with user acceptance testing as in the last few months, as well as a few members of KIX projects. So now that you've seen what the portal will look like, we're going to move on to the question section. Next slide, please. So if you haven't sent in your questions yet, here's a reminder of how you can do so. You simply click on the Ask a Question button on the navigation bar of the webcast player. Then you enter your email address and your question, and you click Send. Joining me for this session is Param Namini. Param is a project manager and solutions architect at PanApps, and that is the company that we have been working with in the last few months to build not only the portal, but also our public website. Together, we are also finalizing the KIX digital library, which will also become available in the coming weeks to the public. So that the digital library will be open to everyone, so not just members of the portal. We will try to answer as many questions as we can. So I will now look and see if we have received any. All right, so I see one question. So the first question is, I might want to suggest a topic for an e-discussion. How do I do that? That's a great question. So in order to suggest a topic for an e-discussion, all you have to do is contact the support team. So when you receive your welcome email today, you will receive at the bottom of the welcome email, there will be the contact information for the support team. So when you email that contact email, you should mention that the topic that you want to discuss, as well as the groups that you might want to discuss it with, or maybe just one group with your group. All right, so the second question. Could you tell us more about privacy measures you built into the portal? That's a great question. So once you receive your welcome email, you will see a link to our terms of use, and that will have all of the information about the privacy that we provide through the portal. We, on your public profile for the portal, the things that will be publicly available include your first and last name, your email address, as well as the country that you're located in, and the languages that you speak. And in the terms of use, and in the profile, you can also choose to, there will be optional fields. So there are those kind of, those fields that are more, let's say, required. So we need to know your name, we need to know your where you're from, we need to know your email address to contact you. However, there are other fields like a link to your LinkedIn profile or a link to your Twitter profile, which you can choose not to fill out. So once you review the terms of use, I think you'll have a great idea of the types of privacy policies that we have for this portal. So the next question is it possible to use other virtual platforms such as Zoom or Skype for meetings with KIX partner projects, or must we use Google Meetings in the portal? So the portal only includes Google Meet. So if you want to meet someone, or if you want to meet with members that are on the portal, using Google Meet is the easiest way to do so. We have not integrated Zoom or Skype into the portal. So if you do want to have meetings like that with members of the portal or other colleagues, you can definitely do so. It's just not a feature of this portal, but it doesn't preclude you from getting involved and using Zoom and Skype. So we're just waiting for a few more questions to come in. Okay, so I see another question. All right, so can the announcement board, so that's on the home page of the portal, be used to announce interesting educational events in the region that we feel the members could benefit from that aren't KIX specific? I guess we'd have to address this on a case-by-case basis. For now, the announcement section is really just for information about KIX-funded projects and hubs. However, there could be the case that there might be some other events that maybe KIX-funded projects are part of, but not organizing, that they might want other people to know about. For example, if there's an online meeting by, say, UNESCO, and one of our KIX-funded projects are participating in it, but they're not actually organizing it, that would be a good idea to post on this announcements board, because you might be presenting information on a project or a hub. But definitely, when you send in these requests to the support team to update the announcement section, we can always kind of see what you're suggesting, and on a case-by-case basis, we can kind of adjust and adapt as needed. And I don't think I've mentioned yet, but we're really hoping for this portal to be adaptable and agile. So if you have any suggestions for how to make it better, enhancements, things like that, we're always open to hear from you. So next question is, will it be possible to upload documents or include hyperlinks to the documents in the discussion forum? So I think I will turn this question to Param. So I think you might have a better idea of this. So Param, will it be possible to upload documents or include hyperlinks to documents in the discussion forum. So just remember to unmute your mic.
Yeah, thanks, Tiffany. So yeah, definitely, people can upload documents and put hyperlinks to external documents in the discussion forum content. So yeah, that's definitely possible.
All right, thank you so much, Prem. Okay, so on to the next question. So is it possible to integrate the GDrive calendar to another calendar, that of my work account? So I think I might need to turn this question over to Param as well. So Param, the question is it possible to integrate the GDrive calendar, so the Google Calendar, to another calendar, i.e. that of my work account? So I could imagine their work account might be on Outlook or another system. So Param, is it possible to do this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it depends on what tool you're using. So there are tools that allow you to integrate Google Calendars with those tools. So if you're using, I mean, definitely Microsoft Outlook is one. So you can integrate your Google Calendar with Microsoft Outlook. If you're using any of those tools that allow you to integrate with your personal Google Calendar, yeah, you can do that.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah.
So next question, I'm just reading them first. Okay, so is it advisable for us to save the studies and other knowledge materials produced by our country representatives? So what we advise, which you'll also notice in the terms of use, is that what's stored in the Google Workspace Drive is drafts. You can store your final copies, but we definitely recommend that they are saved in a separate place off of the portal, just in case there are any system issues. You want to make sure that all of your final documents, all of your final products are saved offline as well, so not just in the portal. On the portal, it's great to use it to work on drafts together and get them to a final point, but just to be on the safe side, we recommend that you save your products offline as well. I hope that answers the question. If I didn't answer it correctly, you can always contact the support team and we can kind of talk about it a bit more in depth. And you'll receive that support team contact email in your welcome email. Okay, so the next question is, also, is there a space to save other relevant studies and knowledge products that are not KIX related or non-KIX? For now, we're really hoping to just use the portal to house our KIX related products. However, there will be our upcoming digital library, which will be public. So if you have a final product that kind of matches the criteria that we will post online for the library, you are more than welcome to upload it. So once the digital library is complete, there will be a section where you can click called Contribute to the Library. And there you will see a screen where you can enter all the details of the file that you'd like to include in the KIX digital library. And you fill it out, you upload your file, your audio, your video, whichever. And then our administrators will quality assess the product to make sure that it matches the criteria of what we would like in the library, and we can post it there. So rather than just keeping it in Google Workspace, because it's not KIX related, you can definitely put it in the library. Because as you'll come to see, the digital library hosts KIX related products as well as non-KIX related products that are related to the themes that KIX works on in the education space. So the next question is, who will manage the discussions? And will the topics be managed by the portal administrators? So we have we've set aside a group of administrators or members with kind of like the administrator, I guess the administrator functionality. They are the ones that can then manage the e-discussions. So we set this up this way because we wanted to have a smaller set of people who would act as moderators. So it's enough people where you're not going to you'll feel overwhelmed that you're always moderating an online discussion, but we don't, at this time, we don't open it up to everyone to moderate and manage the e-discussions. So some of the moderators might be the communications colleagues from the KIX regional hubs, or the program officers from IDRC, as well as our KIX counterparts at the Global Partnership for Education. So those are the members that can manage these e-discussions. As time goes on, though, we can always adapt and adjust this in case we might want to open it up to have more people to moderate and manage the discussions. But for now, we just kind of have a small subgroup that will be managing the e-discussions. And as a moderator, it really means just kind of making sure that people are staying active in the e-discussion, asking follow-up questions to people who are in the discussion, and just making sure that it's lively. And these discussions won't go on for weeks and weeks or months and months. We'll kind of have a set time period for these discussions to take place. And so the moderator will be kind of around for that set time period. And the other question is, will the topics be managed by portal administrators? So yes, at this time, the portal administrators will be the ones to set the topics for the e-discussions. However, you can also submit the topics that you'd like to talk about to the support team, and we will add that to our list of topics and evaluate which ones we should talk about and when. And you will also receive polls and surveys so we can figure out from the topics that we have put together which ones that you might want to talk about. So the next question is it possible to invite external partners, i.e. non-members, to participate in a discussion? So at this time, the discussion forum is only open to members of the portal, so it's not open to non-members. However, if you want to have a meeting, so if you go to your Google Workspace drive and you click on the Google Meet icon, you can invite people to discuss with you on topics through, you can invite non-members to discuss with you about topics through a meeting, kind of like a video call or an audio call, or even instant messenger. So that's the way that you can discuss with people, but using the discussion forum is really just for members. So the next question, I might have to turn this question over to Param because I'm not quite sure of the answer. So Param, the question is there a limit to how many people can engage in a discussion forum?
Right now, there is no limit. Any number of people can participate in a discussion.
Okay, yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, the next question is, you mentioned that we will have 2 terabytes of storage space on the GDrive. Is this for group or individual use? So each member and each group has 2 terabytes of storage space. Param, I just want to make sure that I'm answering this correctly. So was my answer kind of aligned with what you understand for the portal as well?
Each individual has 2 terabytes of space, and then group drive doesn't have limitations. So group drive can contain as much data as you want. Okay,
that's great. Yeah. So as you heard from Param, individually, you have 2 terabytes of storage space, but your group, so if you are maybe KIX Africa 19 hub and you have a group on the portal, you have unlimited storage space. So the next question is, will we have an overall strategy including guidelines or recommendations for better use of the portal? So we've put together a few support documentation. So for now, we have the terms of use, which really kind of talks to you about how to use the portal and what to do and what not to do, and our privacy policy, as well as other useful information about how to use the portal. We also have a best practices guide. So that will show you about the best practices for using the portal. It will also show you, explain to you a bit better the different groups and who's in that group. And we also have an FAQ document, so frequently asked questions. And in this document, you will see some of the questions that we were thinking of that you might have about the portal. So if there are questions that come up, we'll continue to update these documents. So the best practices guide, the frequently asked questions, these are all guides that will be updated on a gradual basis as we see more questions come about. So when you receive your welcome email, you'll receive links to each of these guides. And for administrators of the portal, there's also going to be an administration guide that you'll find on the portal. So we have one more question. So the question is, I missed the beginning of this presentation. How can I rewatch it from the beginning? So this presentation is recorded right now. So I think by next week, we should be able to have it online for you. And then we will we'll circulate all of the links to this recording when we have it in our YouTube channel. Oh, I see there's another question. So will there be some form of dashboard or visual to show what discussions are going on, including what theme and geography they relate to? So in the, if you go to the portal and you click the discussion menu item, there will be the list of discussions taking place amongst the groups. So you can see the title of each of the discussion groups, and that will kind of give you an understanding of what's going on in that group. In terms of theme and geography, I'd have to kind of take a look into that, but maybe Param, maybe you could answer that. So the full question is, will there be some form of dashboard or visual to show what discussions are going on, including what theme and geography they relate to? So as you know, there'll be that list on the discussion page, but will they be able to know like what geography it relates to or what theme, or is that something that we can tag? We can tag the discussions.
Yeah, exactly. As you said, right now the way discourse forum is set up is each group is going to have their own space where they can create their own discussion topics. So they're kind of arranged in a hub manner, or maybe the project in a project manner. So right now that's how the arrangement. So geography-wise arrangement we don't have. I mean, if you want, we can create subgroups, and then you can tag them as based on geography, and then you can better organize these discussion topics on a geography basis. So right now the organization is at the group level.
Okay.
Yeah. And for the admins, definitely there are screens where they can see the statistics of how many topics are being discussed, who is discussing what. So that's the view. There's a dashboard, but which is available only for admins, not for regular users. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Sounds good. All right, so I think that's all the questions for now, but if you have more while you start to use the portal, you can also reach out. So as I've mentioned a few times, you'll receive that support email in your welcome email. And we're really looking forward to seeing you use this space. So thank you for all the thoughtful questions. So we're kind of ahead of time, so we'll move to the next section, which is where I will just give you some small instructions of how to get started. So we'll move back to the PowerPoint. All right, so we hope that this presentation filled you with as much excitement as we have about getting started on the portal. Following this meeting, we will begin sending welcome emails to each of our 400 members. These emails will come from the support@gpekix.org email account. Each welcome email will include your unique username and temporary password. It will also include some instructions on what to do first when you arrive at the portal. Over the next few days, we advise that you explore the portal and read through some of the user guidelines, like as we mentioned, the terms of use, the best practices, and the frequently asked questions document. And we'll include hyperlinks to each of those in your emails. Soon, you will also receive an invitation to participate in an online discussion where you can introduce yourself to other members. Once you have read through the guidelines, feel free to use the portal at your leisure. So that brings us to the end of this presentation, and we are so happy you could join us today, and we look forward to collaborating with you on the portal. Thanks so much, and see you there. Bye.